So let's have an example of a two-dimensional array, specifically a non-interactive mode. So we just want to display the values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, 15 on screen. So if we're going to count the number of rows, there are 3 rows and there are 4 columns. So 1, 2, 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So in that case, we're going to declare the size of the rows and the size of the column. So I'm going to use const int size r is for the row, and that is 3. Another declaration, const int size c equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, after the declaration of the size, we're going to also to consider the index for the rows and for the column, as well as the name of the matrix or the name of the two-dimensional array. So let's have first the name of the two-dimensional array. Let's say, for example, I'm going to declare it as int, since the elements or the components within an array list is just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, and 15. So that's integer data type. Then I'm going to make use of the word list as my array name, followed by the 2 subscript. The first one is the size r, which is 3, and the other subscript is for the size of the column, which is 4. So this is just the same thing as in list subscript 3 subscript 4. Next, we're going to make use of the index for row and the index for columns. I'm going to make use of IR for the index of row and IC for the index of column. So that's the declaration. For the executable, we do not ask the user or prompt the user to input anything because this is an interactive mode. So we're going to just display the values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, 15 on screen. So I'm going to display cout, displaying the values in. How are we going to display a 3 by 4 array? So I'm going to use size r, by is x, size c, array, and I have end L here. Then since this is a two-dimensional array, I'm going to make use of a nested loop, for loop for the first outer loop for the row, and then another for loop inside the loop. That's for the inner loop, and that's for the column. So again, I'm going to have it here for the row, and this is for the column. So I'm going to assign the index on the outer loop, and that index is the IR since that's the row. So IR equals 0. We always start at 0. IR is less than the size of the row, which is size R, and then IR plus plus. The next is for the column. We use IC equals 0. IC is less than the size of the column, which is size C, and then IC plus plus. Then in the inner loop, we're going to display the value. So I'm going to use cout. Then I'm going to make use of the set width or set W and assign it to 7. And then I'm going to display the name of the array, which is list. Then I have subscript IR, subscript IC. Then to make it a table or a matrix, in the outer loop, I'm going to also include cout and L. So that's the final code for the first example. So let's run the code. Let's have it 2D sample1. Wait. Let's save it as should be not starting with a number. This is 2D sample1. And then I have, so we do not have yet initialized the value. That's why earlier we saw a garbage value on it. So we're going to assign the values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 during the declaration of the list. So that's equal to curly braces, curly braces. So we have how many curly braces? 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. The first one, comma, the second one, comma, and the third one. No more comma because that's the last one. So the first one will be assigned with 2, comma, 3, comma, 4, comma, 5. So that's the first row, which is position 0. Second row is 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the last row will be 11, 12, 13, sorry, 14, and 15. Okay, so that's how are we going to initialize the value during the declaration. So let's now run the code again. And it displays the value 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, and 15. So if you want to display the value below letter D, okay, we're going to make use of here, cout, to make it left align. Since we use set W, automatically the output will be aligned into the right. So that's why if we want to display the value on screen on the left alignment, we always use the syntax left. Then let's run again the code. So that's the output.